to speak on it with who you with, Kirk, dog. I'm out. I'm out. I'm out. I'm out. Welcome to speak on it with who you with, Kirk, dog. I'm out. I'm out. I'm out. I'm out. Welcome to speak on it with who you with, Kirk, dog. Welcome to speak on it with who you with, Kirk, dog. I'm out. I'm out. I'm out. I'm out. Welcome to speak on it with who you with, Kirk, dog. Welcome to speak on it with who you with, Kirk, dog. I'm welcome. I'm welcome. I'm welcome. I'm welcome to speak on it with who you with, Kirk, dog. Welcome to speak on it with who you with, Kirk, dog. I'm welcome. I'm welcome. I'm welcome. I'm welcome to speak on it with who you with, Kirk, dog. Welcome to speak on it with who you with, Kirk, dog. I'm welcome. I'm welcome. I'm welcome. I'm welcome to speak on it. Welcome to speak on it. I'm welcome to speak on it. Welcome to speak on it. I'm welcome to speak on it. Welcome to speak on it. I'm welcome to speak. Welcome to speak. I'm 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 who you with, Kirk, dog. Welcome to speak on it with who you with, Kirk, dog. I'm who you with, Kirk, dog. Oh man, I see. I forgot to made a mistake tonight, but had the same title from last night, but it's all good. We still gonna make it do what it do, baby. Welcome to the show tonight. Facebook, YouTube, Periscope, Twitter, Twitch. Welcome y'all to the show. You can live chat with us in the chat room. Tonight, have a question for you. Would you date or stay with a person voting for Trump? And today is the first day of early voting in Texas. And then remember that group we talked about last week that was the anti-government group that tried to kidnap the governor of Minnesota, I believe. Well, kind of find out, they also talked about kidnapping the governor out of Virginia. Welcome to the show, Miss Janet Mullen. Welcome to the show. Welcome to the show, T-Cal. She said, let's chat it up. And also, and not no, but hell no. Hell no. So definitely, that was her answer to the question for tonight. Would you date or stay with a person voting for Trump? Y'all already know my answer. I don't even have to say it because that would be a no. Not only no, but kind of like what T-Cal said. Hell no. So I definitely would not entertain that. But there are some people that have no problem with it. Well, if we don't, not saying you can't have your own views, but that's kind of messing the household up. What's going on, little sister? Stephanie is in the house from Houston. Oh, we're going to talk about Houston a little bit tonight, too. Y'all showing out down there. Stephanie said, hell no. It's in a good way, though. So, I know me personally, I couldn't do it, but nah. If I was dating someone that followed Trump views, I definitely couldn't do it. I couldn't do it. And Stephanie said, "What's up, bro? Oh, I'm trying to get through this night. It's been rough for me. But I'm doing good. I'm doing good. So we still need to hook up. We need to. So I'll shoot you a text probably tomorrow. But yeah, but definitely exactly, that's exactly what I was gonna talk about. We might well go and get into it. Houston actually broke a record today.
They actually had at 4 p.m. They had over 100,000 people to vote today, which that succeeded the record from 2016. I think it was uh I didn't write that part down, but it broke the record from 2016, and that's a good thing. Glad to see people are getting out and voting, taking this election serious, for we can make a difference. Welcome to the show, Nikki Robertson. First time seeing your name on the road tonight. Welcome to the show. You can live chat with us during the show. Um, our main question tonight: would you date someone that date or stay with someone that is going to vote for Trump? So I know it's kind of that's a hard decision. You've been with this person for 10, 15, 25 years. Um, that's that will be definitely hard to do. Stephanie said currently we have broke the record in the country history. Oh, excuse me, in the county history, which that's a good thing. I'm glad to see people are getting out and voting. Um, I actually seen a video this morning that a couple of people actually put up a video from the church. The first one I seen was from Roland Martin, and at 7:27 this morning at Friendship West, there was a line coming out the building, down the sidewalk, and wrapping around. So people are showing up and showing out, which is great. We need everybody to be on deck for this. Welcome to the show, Radio. I got the shirt you sent. Thanks again. You're welcome. You're welcome. So, yeah, I'm glad. Actually, yesterday, Georgia broke a record also. Um, Georgia first day of voting was yesterday, and they had more than 128,000 to show up yesterday. And in 2016, they had 91,000. So that's a good thing that people are taking this election very serious. Hopefully, you are voting uh, smart and informed. Hopefully, you done your research on the candidate and know exactly who you want to vote for before you ever get into the voting booth, and you already have in your mind who you voting for, or you took your sample ballot to the poll with you. Um, also, Tarrant County, they had some issues today. One of their biggest location, um, they had to shut it down due to the fact um, the one of the workers there tested positive for COVID-19, so they had to shut it down. I guess they reopened around 11, and I seen one interview with a young lady. She said that she actually got there early. I guess about 5:30, almost 6 this morning, and they had no idea what was going on, and they needed to send out some type of message to let them know what was going on, but they didn't do it. But I seen something a while ago online that now they have some type of app that will keep you informed on wait times at the poll. Now that's for Tarrant County. I haven't seen Dallas County come out with anything like that as of yet. Welcome to the show, Neva Patel. Thank you for watching. I see your name come in all the time. We all family here, so definitely, if you have something on your mind, you can put it in the chat. We can speak on it. Um, Now, I have been asking for the bus service to do their part. Well, Tarrant County Commissioner Court, they did agree. They signed the bill partner up with the Trinity Metro bus service. They have like different service over there. So starting today until the 30th, you can actually get a free bus ride in Tarrant County, and also on election day. Um, I believe you have to go to their website, Trinity Metro Bus, to be able to sign up for these service. And also, DART in Dallas County, they also allowing free rides, but it's from October the 17th to the 24th, and on election day. You may want to check their website to find out all the details of it. And as we talk about Tarrant County worker actually getting tested, test came back positive. One of the poll workers test came back positive. Tarrant County been in the news all week long, talking about opening up their bars again. I believe it's supposed to go into effect tomorrow, and a video came out from this past weekend that showed crowded bars that's supposed to have been closed. So, and as we're getting ready to hit a high peak season with the flu, and also with the coronavirus, they won't open up the bars. And probably what's going to happen, the numbers are going to increase, which, according to WFAA, Tarrant County have actually seen an increase in the last 3 weeks by 85%. And today, Dallas is reporting 638 new cases and 1 death. So, Dallas County said they're not going to open up the bars just yet because we're going into flu season and they just not going to do it. So, it's crazy how people are putting money over life. And I've said it before on past shows. Tarrant County is kind of like they follow everything Greg Abbott says and do, as well as what Trump say and do. So those are the type of leaders that we have in Tarrant County, and I would just tell Tarrant County that's why it's important. We need to vote. Need to get out and vote. I'm glad y'all showing up for the presidential election, but let's show up for all the other election, all our local elections, because we don't need leaders that put money over our health and our life. Now, Trump can say he cannot get the virus anymore, but that's not true. There have been 5 people in the world that have actually got it twice, and it was reported either today or yesterday. The first person that have actually caught the virus twice have passed away. So don't follow what Trump is saying. I know everybody have their own views about him, but that's what brought the question on tonight. Would you follow, would you date or stay with a person that is following Trump lead? I wouldn't. Welcome to the show, Dr. Sam Nitz. Welcome to the show. First time seeing you on the show. Welcome. You can chat live with us during the show, and put your input in. Let us know how you feel. So, now that's a great thing about all these numbers showing up. As for Houston, Georgia, Dallas County definitely need to step their game up too, and hopefully a lot of people show up. There you go, radio. He said, never trust somebody who spends $70,000 on fake hair. Um, uh, which is true. And somebody who don't want to pay their taxes. So that's a known fact also. Um, hold on real quick. So that is a known fact. And you cannot trust them because anybody who don't only believe what he say is not a good person to follow. So Trump is, like I say all the time, he's a crook, he's a thug. Call it like it is. Um, I know some people may not agree with me. That's why this platform was built, because we all have our own opinion, no matter if we agree or not agree. It's your opinion. I have my opinion, and that's why this platform was built. Um, um, I'm sorry. I've been getting a lot of spam calls. I don't know if anybody else been getting them, but I've been getting a lot of spam calls today, and I normally don't answer the number, not unless I know who it is, and they never leave a message, so I just block them and keep going. So also as for that anti-government group that tried to kidnap, made plans to kidnap the governor of Minnesota, I guess when the FBI was investigating the case, it came out back in June. They wanted to kidnap the governor of Virginia. He had no idea, and it may be Trump, but he wanted to. He had no idea they made plans to do this, but they did discuss it in a meeting back in June, where they was talking about kidnapping him too. And I know it came out with the governor of Minnesota. They actually talked about kidnapping her and killing her. So with that being said, it's some crazy people out here. And people say, oh, it's the Democrat, it's the Republican. No, you just crazy, bottom line. Because there's no way anybody in their right mind should be making plans to kidnap somebody because you have different views. And because of that, we all have freedom of speech. Just because they not speaking what you want to hear, don't agree with it. It's okay to agree and disagree. Just move on. But to go to the point of wanting to kidnap someone and possibly kill them too, that's terrorists. That's a terrorist group. Wonder why Trump is not calling them out, because that's terrorists. That's all it is. It's a terrorist group that want to terrorize um, people in power, basically. So that's um, that's pretty low down for someone to want to do that. Um, but then again, we are dealing with um, some crazy people in this world. Um, Also, Pence actually did a. I don't know how he's going to make America great again, but did a rally today, and I don't know if he took his friend to fly with him or not, but um, he did one today, and I glanced on it for a good hot 30 seconds, and I had to get off of it. It um, just wasn't my cup of tea. I tell you, when I hear Trump talk, I fall asleep instantly. It's like I'm out of there. So it's it becomes a good night. Welcome to the show, Joe Carroll. Welcome to the show. First time seeing you on here tonight. Tell my she know a couple of crazy people too. Hey, don't be telling family secrets. Your family secrets. So we're not gonna go that route. But welcome to the show. Definitely give your point of view, and if you went out and voted today, I know Steph did, and I know she voted today. I did not get a chance to, but I'm going in the morning. Um, if you have voted, um, let me know how your experience was going out to vote, because we definitely need to do our part. I know we have 3 weeks to go out and vote, and don't wait until November the 3rd, because it's going to be terrible. Um, Radio said the problem with crazy people is they don't know they're crazy. Exactly, exactly. You could tell them all day long they need some help, but they think they're okay. They believe they don't have a problem. Everything is wonderful, but until until they know for sure, you won't know. You won't know what the issue is until some doctor tell you. And that's the problem. A lot of people don't understand when people say, "Oh, you got some issues. Um, you have some uh, need some help or whatever." People think you just being mean to them. So I'm like, hey, welcome to the show, Donovan. Watching on YouTube, left a message on the about the show last night. So definitely welcome. You could tune in. You could live chat with us in the chat. Don't be afraid. We all family here. We could talk about any and everything, regardless of your views. Joe, got a question for you. I know you came in a little bit late. Would you stay with someone, or would you date someone that is voting for Trump? Um, that's the question of the night. I would like to know. I know personally, I won't. I don't care. We can't do that, and it's crazy. So no, I'm good. I don't care how good you may be to me, but that's one thing we're not going to be able to deal with. We, we got to go our separate ways. If you following him, you don't want me, because it's going to cause problems every day. Matter of fact, every time I see you, it's going to cause problems, because I'm gonna be like, no, uh, you like that man? Joe said no, and hell no. For some reason, I heard your voice when you said that. Matter of fact, I heard your voice before you even put your answer up when I asked you the question. So, but why you wouldn't stay with the person? Because the person may be the best thing to you. May treat you right, pay all your bills, you know, do all the things you want them to do. Why you won't stay? I won't, because she'll be pissed off at me, because I'm gonna talk about Trump every time I get. um, so that wouldn't work out too good for me. But I would like to know why you wouldn't stay with the person. You may have a different reason why, and That's just my opinion. I just couldn't do it. I don't know. She might decide she want to get some new hair and want to spend $70,000 on a bad hairdo like Trump. So I just couldn't do it. Oh, excuse me. Um, but that's what's on my mind tonight. Um, like I said, it was a rough day. I forgot I had a couple of appointments today and didn't get a chance to go out and vote. Radio said if they supported Trump, they might not pay their taxes, so I couldn't get caught up in that. Exactly. Exactly. May not pay their taxes. And since Trump attract people that attract flies, house be full of flies and nah, I couldn't do it either. I could not do it at all. I'm like, I'm good. I'm good. Just yeah, that wouldn't be a good look on on that. Joe told me no because I'm too old to go to jail. Well, if you love the person, if you love the person, you wouldn't do anything to them. Say if y'all been together for 15, 20 years and he come in and tell you it's election time, hey, I'm voting for Trump. I'm voting for Trump. And you be like, what the hell? Then how are you gonna vote for him? And y'all just have a right out fallout. Would you stay or would you go? Um, y'all been together all this time, and all of a sudden he's like, I'm not voting for as I hear certain folks talk about Senator Harris, I'm not voting for that woman. Um, so that's another issue. Would you stay with somebody that is dogging out Senator Harris, regardless of the background? Because this election here is so important that it should be everybody should get out and vote. Um, get out and vote and make a difference. Whoever you supporting. Radio said. Plus, they might eat. Plus, they might eat the Trump diet meatball sandwich, filet of fish, KFC, and a case of Diet Coke every day. That sounds like a heart attack or something, and it that's not going to end well. And I don't understand why people go out, order up a whole big tray of food, then order a diet drink. You probably could add a salad or something in there, and instead of just adding up, getting fried chicken, pork chop, steaks, and all these other things, and then ask for a diet drink. That defeat the purpose. Joe talking about what love got to do with it, but you love him. You love him. That's your boo thing. That's your boo thing. So why not? Why not? You love everything about him. This man have treated you good for 15, 20 years. Talking about just perfect. The perfect wedding marriage. Um, everything just perfect. Y'all done had kids together. The kids are grown out the house, and y'all back on your honeymoon again. And now here it is. He come in there and say, I'm not voting for her. I'm gonna vote for Trump. Don't set it off. Don't set it off. I'm just saying because believe it or not, exactly, that would be a real big problem. Every time you look at your email, you see tweets after tweets. All right, well, you have a good night. Thank you for tuning in. Don't don't be a stranger. Come back now. We on Sunday, Monday, and Tuesday, 8 p.m. and on Thursday, 8 p.m. with Miss Risky. So come back out, listen again, tune in, and you can always follow the shows on YouTube. And we're starting to upload shows on Anchor FM, Anchor.fm, so you can also catch them on the go too. So thank you for your comments. You have a good night. But you're right, radio. That would be an issue for me. Every time you look up, it's a tweet this, a tweet that, and not only just the tweet. There's some line tweets. That's a problem for me because here it is. You know this man is lying, and you following this man. Um, you know he's not playing with a full deck, but you choose to follow this man. And I'm like, really? We won't make it. I'm sorry, but this will be a boys to men. The end of the road. We gotta go somewhere. We gotta kiss and say goodbye. Matter of fact, I doubt if I kiss you because I'd be like, nope, I'm done. I'm out of there. Exactly. And speaking of that, um, did you hear about the actress from Dynasty? Her daughter got caught up in a cult. Catherine Ossenberg caught up in a sex cult for years. And I believe the guy that was running that cult, he's actually on trial now. And I think her mother took her there when she was 19. I don't know how old she is now, but this is crazy. You know, Eva Donkey talk about Coach last night. Then I seen that story today. And I guess they having a ABC special coming on, coming up pretty soon about that situation. And I'm like, man, this is some crazy stuff. So that may be kind of, I don't know. And she paid them over $100,000 while she was there. And I'm like, as for me, I could not join an organization like that because I'm very outspoken. And if something don't sit right with me, I'm not gonna do it. I'm a leader, not a follower, and that's something I'm not going to be a part of. So, but it's people that actually deal with stuff like this, and because they're actually easy to be manipulated. So, and because of that, that's how these things take place. Radio said, I think the guy from last night was talking about QAnon. Yes, it's a way out there, conspiracy theory. Cool. I, I'm not about conspiracy. I'm about truth. If conspiracy can mean, hell, Trump get conspiracy every day. That he would never get the virus. It's a hoax. It's fake news. And then he got it. Now he's saying he's cured and we could drink his blood to be cured. That sounds like some vampire mess to me. So, so it's a lot of people that get caught up in things like that. Me personally, no, I can't do it. It no, and my mind is too strong for that, and um, may sound good, but no, I'm good. Not, it's not my cup of tea. I wouldn't be able to last too long because I get in there and they'll be like, "Who invited you again? How you get in here? You need to go." And I'll be like, "All right." So, mm-mm, I cannot do it. But there are some people that have no problem with doing things like that. Welcome, the ones that just tune in to the show. You are listening to Speak On It with Who You With Kurt Dog. You can live chat with us in the chat room, on every platform except Twitter. You can live chat with us, and we can uh, communicate with you during the show. So definitely take advantage of it. Let's have a conversation. The question for tonight is: would you date or stay with someone who's voting for Trump? Um, would you be able to do it? I personally wouldn't, but you may be able to do it, and why? I know I couldn't. We just have two different views. Because if you can follow Trump, I'm gonna think you're a thug and a thief yourself. As radio said, the person probably won't be paying their taxes. Then that causes a bigger problem. You, because you with that person, when they get busted, you getting busted too. So that's um that's the way it is. Um, would you stay with a person, or would you date someone that follows Trump? I know I couldn't, and that's the bottom line. But definitely let me know how you feel. Um, we also talked about the anti-government group, governor group that um, that tried to kidnap the Minnesota governor, and they talked about it back in June, kidnapping the Virginia governor, um, all to take over the governor, to take over the government during that time. Now, I say all the time that Trump actually is a bully, because when him talking hate like this, and it's kind of ironic how both of the governors are Democrat, where they talking about taking them over, kidnapping them, and at least for the one in Minnesota, they also talking about kidnapping and possibly killing her. Now I don't know about the one in Virginia, if they talked about killing him, but just the thought of them even making plans to do something like that is a scary situation, um, because people are crazy. Uh, Radio said, "What a bunch of idiots, letting their anger get the best of them and doing something stupid like that." Yes, and I know three of them was denied bail today because they was trying to get bail and they denied it, which they should. Because when you make plans for something like that, I just feel like you laid your bed for the rest of your life. You should be in jail for the rest of your life. Just like if you, because here it is, you're so angry because they don't do what you want them to do, and now you want to try to kidnap them and possibly kill them. So at this point, you laid your bed. You should spend the rest of your life in prison for it. That's the that's my opinion. Now, other people may have different opinion, but one thing about me, I don't have sympathy for people to do stuff and go to jail. Um, that's just not me. If you do something wrong, you need to be held accountable for your action. If I do something wrong, hey, I need to be held accountable. But when you do something like that, I don't feel sorry for you. And that's my thought process about it. I just don't have time to feel sorry for people that do things and then turn around and want someone to feel sorry because you have to pay the price for your actions. And that's not me. I'm just not that person. Welcome to the show, Robin. How you doing tonight? No, I would not be able to be with someone who supports Trump. Nope. Come on, Robin, but this man been good to you. He been very good to you for 15, 20 years. Y'all had kids together. The kids are grown. It's just the two of you at the house again. Back when y'all first started dating. I know you can stay with him. I know you can. Anything. This man been good. Then all of a sudden, um, he decided, yeah, but you say you kind of like me. Nah, talking about you already know. Nope. But the thing is, it's just the fact that this man been so good to you, gave you your beautiful kids, taking, well, I won't say take care of you, but provided you have everything you wanted in the world, the perfect marriage. Um, then all of a sudden he come in the house say, I don't want to vote for that woman. I don't want to vote for that woman. Welcome to the show, Tracy Whitfield Core. Thank you for watching. I don't want to vote for that woman, but here it is. He just come out and say, I'm voting for Trump. Um, I'm just saying, would you give it up? She said, I would already know where my man stand on everything. Oh, and then he needs to be committed because something isn't right. It's so important to know what your partner ideology are. Exactly. It is important. It's very important because unfortunately in the society that we live in today, uh, a lot of guys have problems with a woman being in certain position or a woman making more money than them. So, all right, that's cool. No, I won't be on tomorrow. We'll be on Thursday with Miss Risky. We'll be back on Thursday. So, be safe running your errands, and if you pop back in, that'll be great. But um, exactly during this time, I've been very surprised by people I thought I knew. Yes, because I guess back when I did the show, the difference between no, I did a show called "To All My White Friends." Please stop blaming the victim. And that show came about because somebody who I went to high school with, we've been knowing each other for 32 years. And we had a discussion about Kyle Rittenhouse. And that ended up taking like a 2-hour discussion. And I'm like, dude, that dude was wrong. He never should have been there. So I thought I knew him real good, but when I thought about it, I said, you know what? I started thinking about things I seen as a child when we hung out, some of the things, some of his actions. And I said, okay, I'm not surprised. Yeah. So it's a lot of that going on. Yeah, some of them have hurt, plain shock. Now I can agree to disagree on many issues, but racism, etc., isn't one of them. I can't either. I can't. It's so open today, and people think it's a problem. A lot of people feel like racism don't exist. Um, I have friends that are Trump supporters. You can support whoever you want to, but don't try to put your views on me. Um, I don't support them, and I always speak my mind about it. If you like it or not, if we have this discussion, we could talk about it. But it's not going to change my mind. This man have said, done, and showed us too many things where if anybody support him, it's not a good thing. So, Tracy, I don't know if you're still on there, but I'm gonna ask you the question: would you date or stay with someone that is voting for Trump? Um, it's an open discussion. Would you do it, and why? Um, I'm just asking because that's a discussion a lot of people need to have. A lot of people feel they have different views, and during this time, during the pandemic, domestic violence have gone up quite a bit. Um, I'm sure divorce rates probably going to go up as soon as we get out of it. For the simple fact, it's people that been together for years that have different views about politics, and that's a question that should be brought up before you say I do. Um, Robin said, "Well, you support him, you are helping to destroy our country." Exactly, because Trump have really done a job on destroying our country. Matter of fact, I seen where the president of uh, Palestine, the prime minister of Palestine, actually said if Trump get 4 more years, it's gonna destroy us. And I'm like, wow. Um, radio, you know that's a business deal. That's all that is. That's a business deal. That's not a legit. It's a legit marriage, but for her to come to Washington, that was a business deal, as they said before, allegedly. But reason why she didn't come right away to Washington, she was trying to get that check where she wanted to be, that contract right. So that's strictly a business deal. I don't think she um, really cut for her or cut for him. From my understanding, they don't even sleep in the same bedroom. So I'm like, hey, it's just a show. It's one of those things where they say you have a trophy on your arm. That's all it is. And unfortunately, that trophy been dropped too many times. Um, so it done too many videos, and it's not what it used to be. So if it was up to Trump, if he wasn't in the position he was in, he probably would have already found another young lady, somebody younger than her. Um, but hey, that's my opinion. Everybody is entitled to their own opinion. So, but that is a question to ask. And I guess what brought this up was one of one of my neighbors is supporting not that well, I'm gonna say he's supporting Trump. I noticed that he put a sign in his yard. It's not a Trump sign. Um, but I seen him talking to one of my other neighbors about it, showing them the sign, and he know who to talk to and who not to talk to. So in so many ways, the person that he's supporting, which he have his right to support whoever he want to, but the person that he's supporting is a Trump supporter, and the person looked like me. So he will put the sign there, and this guy is known to be a Trump supporter. And because of that, I'm like, you know what? He think he's slick. He might well just go and put a uh oh, you have one too? um I said he might well just go and put a Trump sign in the yard because that particular person actually support Trump. And because of that, you might well just put a Trump 2020 flag out there instead of uh, trying to disguise it and trying to get people to vote for this person. And he already know we don't really talk no way because I don't really fool with the dude. He's 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 the neighbor that think he's the police of the neighborhood, and he will call and call the city, complain about every little thing, and that's a problem for me. Instead of you picking up the phone calling, how about you go over there and talk with the neighbor? And he came to me before, want to talk to me about other neighbors, and I told him, look, man, go over there and talk to them. Don't talk to me about it, because I feel like how you coming to me talking about them, you doing the same thing to them, talking about me. Um, a lot of allies of the U.S. are concerned with Trump winning again. They think this could send America into chaos. Yes, it is. It is. When I seen that from Palestine prime minister, I was like, wow, they they concerned. I'm like, okay. I was like, man, this is everybody is concerned about what's gonna happen November the 3rd. And I'm glad all these people are showing up and showing out at the poll. Hopefully y'all are voting the right way, because even some people um that say they not supporting Trump, it's your choice who you voting for. But I just hope you're not doing like Kanye and writing names in there, because that's still a vote for Trump. We need to get him out of office. We don't need to keep him in office, because there's no way we could deal with this for another 4 years. Radio, correct me if I'm wrong. I think you said last night, um, Trump cannot deal with a pandemic. So if something major happened, it would he won't be able to deal with it, for the simple fact he can't deal with this pandemic. And if Trump would have kept the team in place, um, we probably would have this over with by now. It probably wouldn't have been that bad. We would not have lost over 210,000 lives in the U.S. And it's gonna get worse, because UK, I think they said in the last week or two, they had like, no, last weekend. Want to say it was last weekend. They had like 50,000 new cases of coronavirus, and I'm like, wow, we need to be concerned, because at this point, it's a danger to our life. It's very serious because we how to don't know enough information about it. We don't. And now we've been told before that it's starting new strains that are more serious than what the first one was. So now we have to be concerned. We don't know anything. Only thing we could do is try to protect ourselves. And the best way we can try to protect ourselves, wearing a mask. Wearing a mask. And that's the only way we could really do it. That's the easiest prevention we could do. But as we can see, a lot of people don't want to do that. Robin said we cannot take another 4 years. You're right. We can't. There's no way in hell we can. We cannot take another 4 years. It just won't work out. Um, but a lot of people still refusing to wear masks. He's still holding rallies. I seen him, I guess, in Florida yesterday. He was throwing out masks to people. He didn't have one on, and a lot of people in the audience didn't have one on. Early voting here is going good. We talked about it earlier. Houston actually broke a record. Houston had uh, over 100,000 people that voted today, which is the record higher than 2016 record for one county, Harris County, which is Houston. Over 100,000 people voted today. Dallas numbers, I don't know if they posted those yet. See if I can pull it up. I know Georgia yesterday broke a record. They had over 128,000 people to vote in Georgia yesterday. In Dallas County, let me see. It's coming. Everything seems like it's moving slow motion today. Early voting report. Let's see. I know a lot of places have long lines. They haven't. Now I'm gonna have to research on that, but I know, according to the news, a lot of places had long lines, and they were showing up. I know at my church, they actually had Roland Martin had put on Twitter or Facebook, one of them this morning at 7:27. There was a long line to vote here in Dallas County, which is very good. The line was coming out the church, down the sidewalk, and pretty much to the parking lot. So that's a good thing. So, it just got updated. Well, they say 2 hours ago. I don't trust the numbers. They saying over 56,000 people voted today, but I think those numbers are probably high up. And it's been a while since. I guess it been updated about an hour ago. Which the polls are closed now, but it's saying it did not break the 2016 record because it was 58,775 in 2016. Today in Dallas County, it was 56,527. So I know some people had some issues at the polls. So it's gonna pick up. I believe Dallas is going to show up too. Robin said Harris County is what I was worried about. It's insane how the GOP can attempt to rig the election right before our eyes. Yes, Harris County had a out large number showing up, which which we need. And I hope everyone is voting smart and going in there knowing who you're gonna vote for. We cannot take another 4 years of Trump. No way we can. It's not even worth it. Um, we need to get him out of office because he don't care about no one but himself, and that's it. Yeah, and everything Trump do, he goes against any advice of people that have history in this. He goes against them from the fact of um, Dr. Fauci. He been saying all along, this virus is terrible. It's not good. Then what Trump do? He stopped letting them give updates. Now Trump is taking one of his ads out of context and using it for a campaign ad, which Dr. Fawcett actually said, that ad is taken out of context. My words are taken out of context, and they need to take it down. This is my warning. Take it down. Basically, in so many words, either you take it down or some legal action may be following. So I don't know if they tuck it down or not. Knowing Trump, he might be like, let him do it. Because he's the president. Can't sue him. But he can sue your party for approving that ad, knowing that it's wrong. So I'm just saying, it's not good. It's not good. And we have all these. I don't know if y'all have it here in Washington State or wherever you listening at, but I know here in Texas, a lot of these candidates who I never heard of, first thing they say, I'm not a politician. I'm a businessman. I'm a businesswoman. That's what we don't need. Trump used that same term. So we need to make sure we get them out. The GOC Senate who tested positive for COVID showed up at the hearing today with no mask. Unbelievable. I actually hit on that last night. You talking about Lee? I think it was Lee. And let me look at my notes from yesterday. Lee and Leslie Graham, I believe. Well, Graham didn't test positive, but another Senate did test positive, and he didn't have a mask on yesterday. And that's the reason why Senator Harris did not show up. Oh, he was sweaty too. See, I feel like it should be mandatory. It should be mandatory. That's just like the White House Chief of Staff yesterday. Some reporters wanted to interview him in the hallway. He took his mask off and they asked if he could put it back on. He put it back on and walked off. He didn't want to interview because of that. I didn't know he was sweaty too. Yeah, that's crazy. That's telling you these people don't care anything about us for the simple fact they doing what they want to do. And anything to go against the science of things, you have to understand this is not good. Just disrespectful knowing they are or have been sick is common courtesy. Yes, I've said before. If I put it like this, I know my body. And if anything feel not right, Mm-mm. I'm shutting it down. I'm not going nowhere, which I don't go too many places anyway. And I'm not having no visitors either. What's going on, Marcella Smith? Welcome to the show. What's up, my people? Black Lives Matter. Exactly. Um, hopefully you got out and vote. But Marcella, before I know you come in and out because I think you're working at the time. But the question of the day is, would you date or stay with someone that is voting for Trump? Want to know why? And would you? And the reason why you would leave them or stay with them. Now, y'all been together for 15, 20 years, have kids that are grown. This woman been good to you, and she was your dream girl. Then all of a sudden, she say, I'm not voting for Senator Harris. I'm voting for Trump. I like that rug on his head. What you stay? Um, if you get a chance, check out Senator Sheldon Whitehouse's speech at the confirmation hearing today, where he spelled out all the special interest money behind Barrett. Oh, yeah. Let me write that down because I'm a definitely go and check that out. And I noticed that I didn't really get a chance to look at it today, but I seen where they asked her to hold up her notepad, and it was empty. So that was all part of the scheme. That's what they basically. They probably knew they was gonna eventually ask for it, and I feel like I didn't see it, but I would assume she probably kept looking down, pretending like she's looking at something, and then she turned around and said whatever. Now, what they may need to do, uh, oh, Robin says she played the I don't remember card. You know, they did that before. Oh, that's what it. I didn't know. See, I haven't seen it. I just seen the story on it. She held it up, but I didn't know. Um, which the thing is, she don't need to be confirmed for the Supreme Court. Not until after the election. This is too close. Marcelo answered the question. He said, I would leave because we're gonna have a conflict of interest. We gotta have similar interests. You should see that in a person in the beginning. Yes, but you know what, Marcellus? A lot of people today that you've been friends with for years, uh, that you've been friends with for years, now they are starting to show their true colors. They showing their true colors, and um, and the problem is the fact that people that you thought was your homie, your BFF, and now during election year they supporting Trump, and they letting their horns come out their head like, hey, I don't care. I don't care how long I've been knowing you. We could have been knowing each other from the sandbox to the day. But now a lot of people are letting their true feelings come out because of election. But see, the problem is when you burn bridges like this, it's hard to get them back because you already showed your true feelings. I'm like, hey, I can't deal with you. Radio said, I'm just kidding. I couldn't see what was on there. Marcella said, yes, indeed. I see it. And that only shows me that they weren't down for me. They were down the image of me. Exactly. And that's the problem that a lot of people are running into today. Finding out people they've been knowing for years. Now it's like they they showing you something completely different. Like I talked about it before, and I talked about it earlier on the show. I did a show a couple of months back to all my white friends. Please stop blaming the victim. That show came about because somebody who I went to school with um, and been knowing this person for 32 years or longer. Um, um, for 32 years or longer. And we had a disagreement about Kyle Rittenhouse. He felt like Kyle was innocent. He was good to go there and shoot and kill two people and injure one. Um, but he overlooked the fact the thug never should have been there. Overlooked the fact he never should have had the gun, but he said it was okay. It was justified. How is it justified? That's a child. Why is that child carrying a gun? And if the police department did their job, instead of giving them water after curfew, it never would have happened. So, because of that, um, me and this friend had a disagreement about it. And I'm like, fine. I know where he stand, which I kind of already knew that anyway, for the simple fact that growing up as a child, um, me and one of my other friends, we would go by their house sometime, and some things that we seen, that we witnessed. Me and my friend, we looked at each other and said, "Boy, we can never get away with that at our homes." um, because our mamas believe in that old saying, "I brought you in this world, and I will take you out." So we couldn't get away with half of the stuff he did. But I seen that at an early age. I knew then it's a complete difference between the way I'm raised and the way he was raised. So, but I'm like, hey, that's your opinion. You entitled to your opinion, but I know where you stand now, and that's all to it. But as for the relationship wise, I couldn't do it. I don't care how good of a person she is. I don't care if she rock my world. It wouldn't make a difference. And that's a problem within itself because a lot of people base their relationship upon what goes on in the bedroom. You got to have a strong foundation other than the bedroom. So, but a lot of people based it basically on that. Um, so you're definitely right. And I couldn't do it, but I don't think I would have a problem with walking away either for the simple fact. Here it is. We have the opportunity of making history. Making history. Um, to get a first female vice president, and not only that, the first black female vice president, and to get this clown out of office. Because here it is, we have somebody who don't take anything serious, that admit to lying to us, don't pay his taxes, um, and still don't take this virus serious, even after he got the virus. So I have an issue with that. And I will be like, man, even radio mentioned about uh, all the tweeting would he would have an issue with that. I would too. You following this dude, and every time he open his mouth up, he's lying about this and lying about that. Yeah, I would have an issue with it. Um, what Marcella said, I call it great smiles, hidden agenda. Mm. But that's a that's a story within itself. Um, that's where The OJ song came from. Backstabber, smile in your face and stab you in the back. See, a lot of people don't want to talk about things like that because just because a person look like you, pretend to like you, don't mean they have your back. Radio said there was a source that said Trump even considered having Ivanka as his vice president in 2016. Yeah, that's jacked up. Marcella said it's not even that. It's that you support somebody who doesn't care about what happens to people who look like me, but you say you love me. Oh, man, you went deep on that one. You right though. How can you love me and support this clown that don't give a that that don't care anything about me or anything about us? Because if he's seen you on the street, he's not gonna come up and speak to you. Probably gonna accuse you of doing something. Um, then for people to support him after his supporter come up and say pass by a group of anti-Trump supporter talking about white power, and he turned around and retweeted. How can you stand for someone like that? And then early on in his running in 2016, talking about where my blackies at or something. He said he just not right. And then at the beginning, a lot of black folks that was allegedly there to support him or getting a check to support him, um, they actually, some of them was assaulted by his supporters, mainly because of the color of his skin. Now, we're not going to even bring up Charlottesville, how he responded to that. And then for someone to sit up on a live debate and tell Proud Boys to stand down and stand by, what type of mess is that? Because here it is. How can you support somebody that have those type of views, and we're supposed to be building an empire together? Well, that foundation been broken. And because that foundation is broken, we won't be able to go any further. We need to go our separate ways. And I think this is where JT kind of messed up on that song, Cheaper to Keeper. No, I would have to pay that price to get out of it. Because if we don't have the same views, and it's important to know who you're dealing with. I've always, when I was dating back in the days, I never judged a person necessarily on their looks. And that's because a person can be the best looking thing in the world, but they treat you like dirt. But then you get somebody that is not the best looking thing, but then they treat you like you're a diamond, a king. So it's a complete different. So you have to know who you're dealing with. Know the person heart. I used to ask the question back in the days when I met a female. I would ask them up front, if I ever got sick and couldn't take care of myself, would you be there? They all said no. So I moved on. I'm like, why waste my time with you? We're not on the same page. Luckily, I have somebody who is willing to do it, no matter what. So I thank God for her. So it's you got to know who you're dealing with. You have to. Radio says some of these Trump supporters don't even research the issues they care about. They just take Trump word on it. Yes, we talked about that. Research. Know what the truth is. And if you do that, then you will understand. I've heard people, well, before I say that, look at it. I look at it like this, radio. A lot of these people that take Trump for his word, unfortunately, that's a part of how they was raised. That's just like racism. It's taught. You don't just start hating folks. You have to be taught that. I've always been raised, you treat a person how they treat you. Treat a person with respect. They don't accept it, move around. That's their problem. That's them missing out. So I feel like racism is taught and it started years ago. And there been stories where I seen documentary where um, people that was racist at one point in their life, but then they end up um, someone of another race end up having to be there for them, either saving their life, and they like, whoa, you did this for me, regardless of you knowing my background, and they like, I've been taught this all my life, but here it is, you didn't care about that. So yeah, racism is alive and well, and we all know it. But I feel like it goes deep where people been taught this from a child. When Ahmaud Arbery was killed and the protest was going on there, we seen little kids out there with weapons, uh, counter protesting. And I'm like, why are you having your kids out there? You have to be a hateful person to have your kids out there. Radio said the way Trump talked remind me of of the drunk guy you hear in the bar talking politics about how he could solve the world's problem. Exactly. Some things when you're in a bar, it's a lot of things you may not really want to listen to, but somebody is in there that knows everything, especially once those juices get to flowing. No drinks flowing real good. Hell, you the smartest person in the world. But once you sober up, you can't remember none of it. And actually, there been times where people get drunk and then they all of a sudden they get to talking. You be like, wait a minute, who is this talking? They sounding very intelligent. um, uh, I would assume you're talking about no, even the drunk guy at the bar has more sense. And I'm gonna just add Trump more sense than Trump on the end of it because I assume that's what you were saying. It's sad. People feel like, and that's where Trump is really trying to do. Kind of like, for instance, here in Texas, we have this one commercial that is playing talking about this candidate as talking about defunding the police, talking about she want to cause she's for prostitution and all type of stuff that is not true. Who want to have legalized prostitution in a world in their city? I'm like, really? See, people like that, I no, don't vote for them. That's some BS. But you will have some people that actually think that is true. They be like, she ain't bringing no hookers here. Um, so it's a lot of people feel like that statement is true, and I feel like this. Um, they shouldn't run those ads. They should fact check those ads before they allowed to put them on the airwaves like that. And radio, correct me if I'm wrong. I think a couple of months back, um, I think they stopped showing Fox News up there. Um, or it was a story out that they was talking about taking Fox off the station up there because of all the lies they was telling. Uh, correct me if I'm wrong. Um, it was a couple of months back they talked about that and said Fox News was going to be removed from Canada airwaves um, uh, because of all the lies. Let me see if I can. Uh, yes, they have been banned. Oh well, that came out in 2012. Hold on. Uh, let me know if I don't know if that happened. The story I see came out in 2012, but it just came up a couple of months ago. Maybe somebody started that rumor back again. I'm trying to see. Okay. He said I don't get Fox on my cable subscription. I didn't know that. Yeah, unfortunately, I kind of watch them all. Um, Sometime when I'm bored, I not will watch them. Oh wow! Did you know that? I knew this happened last month, where a package was sent to the White House, and kind of found out it was a lady from Canada that a Canadian actually sent it with a ricin in it. Um, and she pled not guilty for it. Um, I didn't know she was from Canada, but they said she was actually from Canada that sent that package to the White House with ricin in it. Allegedly, sent the package because she did plead not guilty. So you gotta have the court of law before we know for sure. But that's interesting that um, seem like every election we have somebody do stuff like that. I think the last President Obama election, think they tried to send him something. Matter of fact, the last election they tried to send Hillary Clinton something. The Obamas, even though they was out of office, and several other politicians, they tried to send some ricin to them and try to do stuff, which is crazy. T Cal trying to cause some mess. See, don't be messing with with my faithful listener. I I don't think he know that lady. I didn't know she was from Canada, but hey, each his own. We got them everywhere. There's some strange folks everywhere. Um, he said, yeah. She also sent some letter with ricin to people in Texas. She immigrant to Canada, but to Canada, but I don't know which country she came from. She lived in the U.S. before. Okay. Um, yeah, I heard about it, but I wasn't sure. Um, um, I wasn't sure where she was from. I just assumed she was from here and was tired of um. Let me see if uh. Oh wow, you sure that's a woman? I'm. It look like she got. Yeah. Sh- sh- okay. Uh. Woo. Uh. I see. Um. Let me see if I can put up a picture of her. See if you know her. Um. And she's see if you know her or not. Uh. You know who that be? But yeah, she definitely sent it. Uh. Oh, she's actually from look like Quebec by way of the US. So, oh man. And then Trump referred oh, she referred to Trump as the ugly tirade clown. She referred to him as the ugly tirade clown. So, hey, I guess I'm just saying. Uh, yeah, it's a woman. Did they say her name? Um, da 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 da. Da. Um, Pascal Ferrer. Yeah. Um, yeah. They. Hey, that's a beautiful woman. But it's crazy people everywhere. It is, and people are tired. People are tired, and I think a lot of time when people do things like this, it starts to weigh on them mentally because people are tired of dealing with um, some of the action that uh, some of the actions that we having to deal with on a regular base. No, she actually called Trump the what I say? The ugly tirade clown. Yeah, she don't look mad. She just look like, hey, I'm tired. I'm tired of hearing about it. I'm tired of him tweeting about it. I'm tired. And she wanted to um wanted to uh quiet him, get him quiet. But we have people like that all over the world. Some countries they blow themselves up just because they don't agree with what you what you're about. So, um, if one of your friends has how to spell the word manifesto, report them to the police. Uh, exactly. Um, it we have some crazy people in the world, and then when we have certain leaders that speak hate all the time because of this pandemic, people Patience is very slim. Uh, People are frustrated. People have lost their homes. People have lost their jobs. Some people have lost their family member. But then when you get somebody like Trump in the highest office you can ever have in the free world, saying the things he's saying, doing the things he's doing, people are tired. People are tired. Um, and some people don't know how to deal with those issues. That's why we make it a point to try to have counselors come on the show from time to time for the simple fact people are struggling right now. People are on eggshells. Like I said the other night, I have some people that some of the coolest people in the world. Never hear them say anything. Never hear them get upset about nothing. But the last couple of months, I read some of their posts. I'm like, whoa. I'm sending them a message. Hey, did somebody hack your account? They like, hell no, that's me. So people are frustrated. They are frustrated and have every right to be. For the simple fact, when we have a leader like Trump, it's hard to deal with him. It's hard to deal with the people that's following him, that are saying these things instead of taking the time out to research something and find out the truth for yourself. You think, and you don't have that communication where if someone is trying to explain something to you, they don't want to communicate. That's kind of like with Eva Donkey. The first night he came in, he said Trump 2020. I said, hold on, before you leave, let me ask you a question. We all family and friends here. You can communicate. You can have your own thought plan. And ever since that night, he come back quite a bit and communicate with us, which is good. I feel like that's a breakthrough for the simple fact he didn't run from it and he was welcome to have his own opinion. And that's what this platform was built on. Give people the opportunity to be able to speak their mind, whatever it may be. Long as you are respectful, you have that right to do that. And I'm okay with it. I'm definitely okay with it. Um, and you're right, radio. I feel the same way. Some people might snap after this election. I really feel that. And unfortunately, it's not gonna help nobody. It won't help anybody at all. Because guess what? If you snap, you're gonna have to live with the consequences, regardless of what they are. So you're making the decision to do something that you're gonna have to live with. That's like I said about the group earlier. Hey, if they planned on kidnapping that the governor um up in Minnesota and also the one in Virginia, they should be in jail for life. Even though they wasn't able to go through it. But this is a time where racism needs to stop. We don't need that. Um, we don't need that at all. Marcella Smith said everybody has a right to their opinion, but listen and try to understand the other side. No topic is one sided except for Trump. A lot of laugh. He has to go. He doesn't care about nobody but himself. Exactly. If you research all the lies Trump have told from his first election. If you research, it's, he haven't done it, haven't fulfilled everything he said. This man don't even have he want to get rid of Obamacare, but guess what? He don't have a plan. He don't have a plan to replace it. Uh, Marcella said he's a lying machine. They come back to back. Like, hey, I'm gonna tell this lie to tell this lie. I'm gonna tell that lie to cover up that lie. That's all he do. So he don't have a plan to replace the Obamacare. Um, the biggest lie for me was he lied to us about this pandemic. At the time, I think it was almost 200,000 lives lost. And he lied to us about it. And the only reason why he came out with it is because he knew the guy was going to write a book about it. Not only that, he's telling this guy off the record, well, off the air and in private, he know this pandemic is serious. He know how bad it is. Why in the hell you can't tell that to the American people? But instead, after you tell him how bad it is, you come out and tell us, oh, this is fake news. No, you are fake news. Everything you say and do is fake. When Radio said when he attacked that Gold Star family for speaking at the DNC in 2016, it showed there's no limit to how far down in the gutter he is willing to go. You're right. When he called Senator John McCain, talked about him, called him a loser for getting captured. I'm like, really? But you the same one that lied to keep from going to war. You should have been on the side of Senator McCain fighting, but you lied. You lied. So yeah, it's definitely not good. It's not good. It's not a um what's the word I'm looking for? I personally do not understand how people can still support him, knowing that this man, every time he open up his mouth, he's lying, and that's a problem for me. I cannot support someone like that. Never would. I never supported him. No way. Marcella said, "I wish his mama had a plan, a plan B pill." All jokes aside, he made his base think they are special. He's the Peter Piper of politics. um, well, I'm gonna just say, God have a plan for all of us. He knew how this was gonna turn out, and he's probably shaking his head like this fool. But if Trump don't turn from his wicked ways, it's gonna hit him. It's gonna hit him hard. It's gonna hit him very hard. So hopefully Trump wake up, do the right thing, and and start respecting everybody. Um, I'm not gonna hold my breath for it because hell, I die before I got the opportunity of seeing that happen. So I'm definitely not gonna hold my breath. But hopefully Trump change his ways and bring people together. But he still got to go after the election. He need to be packing up and moving out. That's all to it. And matter of fact, once he move out, they need to sanitize the whole entire White House and make sure everything is clean. Matter of fact, after the election, I feel like they need to give all the staff time off to recover for when they come back January the 20th. Everybody is in complete good health. Um, Hold on. So you threw me off when you said God put Trump in the White House. I had to stop reading and go back and read that again. God put Trump in the White House to show us that there is only one power who has control, and that's God the Father. Okay, I agree with you. I agree with you. I had a small flashback. You thought you was talking about that show that think his name was Nick Mitchell that came on the show the other day, and A. Thornton told me about the family, which I did watch the first two episodes, um, which is crazy. Which is crazy. How they laying hands on them and on past leaders and saying they are the chosen one, and it's a cult. And that's all it is. So, um, it will make you think about some things. It'll make you say, really? It's interesting. So definitely check it out if you get the opportunity. It's called The Family. Check it out. It'll make you think about something on on that part of it. So, um, but hey, I'm glad Texas showed up. Hopefully, everybody voted correctly. I did not get a chance to go vote today, but I'm going tomorrow, and I'm gonna go out there and vote. I'm gonna let my voice be heard, and I actually had a shirt and everything made for today. I don't know if you can see it, but it actually say, uh, gotta move the mic down a little bit. Um, Voter miss out. Um, at the top it say who you with. Kurt Dawes say it says vote or miss out. We definitely need to vote. Get out, vote them out. Make sure it's no question about it that we can come November the 4th. We don't need to hear anything about a recount. There's no need for it. We don't want to hear about oh uh, Russia tamper with the election for the Democrat. We don't need to hear about that either, because we know only you are the one in bed with the Russians. So we definitely need to continue to let our voice be heard and make a difference. Yeah, but what's going on? Shout out to Georgia again for showing up and beating a number from 2016, and also to Houston, Harris County. They did the same thing. Welcome to the show, Susan Jocelyn. Don't leave. Don't leave. Hey, don't leave, please. This is a platform for everyone. Regardless of your views, you're welcome to come on this show. So please don't do a type by and try to come in, type, and then leave. So join the show. Hopefully you haven't checked out yet, but hopefully you're still on. Definitely come in. You're entitled to your opinion. Um, you're entitled to them. You supporting Trump 2020. I'm sure you read the title. And I kind of know your answer because you're supporting Trump. I would like to know why you're supporting him. If you don't mind me asking, why are you supporting Trump? We would like to know. This is a platform to be able to speak your voice. So if you're still there, please let's talk about it. Let's talk about it. We have about 10 minutes left on the show. Hopefully, you'll join us early on Thursday night at 8 p.m. Central Time. So, Susie, if you still there, let's talk. I'm all for it. No hard feelings here. We all family here. You can support whoever you want to. But radio said, I've always wanted to try Texas barbecue. When I was there, I never got a chance to try it. It is on my bucket list there, though. It, we have some great barbecue place here. If you ever come out to Dallas, we need a hookup. And I'm going to just be honest with you. I don't feel like we have some great barbecue here, but I feel like I had the best. So, but hey, if you ever come out to Dallas, definitely let me know ahead of time and we can hook up, and I'll let you try the rest, and then I'll let you try mine. Cook something um, and seal tight it for you can take it back to Canada. Make sure you have some for later. So, um, yeah, but we do have some great barbecue place here. I do. Well, I was supporting a lot of them, but unfortunately, during the pandemic, some of them not open anymore. Uh, I guess Susie just did a type buy. She's not there anymore. Um, I don't know why people do that. Um, I don't know. Maybe I need to start putting it in a chat. Something. Regardless of who you supporting, you have a voice here. You can tune in and have a conversation with us. We're not gonna dog you out about your opinion. You can say whatever you want to, long as you are respectful. Um, yes, it is. I personally, um, which I haven't fired my grill up in a hot minute. Um, but I personally have. Um, I like to use pecan when I do smoke. Um, Everybody like different things. I have done it with mesquite, which is good. It burns hotter, but I've always like pecan for some reason, because pecan to me it give it uh, a nice flavor, not too strong, but it's a nice flavor, nice color, and when you cut into the ribs, be like, man, see, I believe great barbecue, you don't need no sauce. Because if you putting sauce on the barbecue, that's all you're tasting is the sauce. Great barbecue, you can eat it without sauce. And once you eat it without sauce, you're good. Um, that's the way I feel. A lot of people love putting sauce on everything. Um, oh, wow. Uh, we don't have restaurants that do authentic barbecue here in Canada. So what y'all do for barbecue? Y'all just, or do y'all have any barbecue places at all up there? Um, may be kind of hard up in Canada though, because if you have some good barbecue, you're gonna have Yogi the Bear coming up to your place all the time. So between Yoga and the Moose, it's gonna be kind of hard to have great barbecue. Um, but do y'all have barbecue places, or y'all just do it at home? I know for myself, um, I would do it. I would cook barbecue every once in a while, and I would end up cooking too much because I'm known. I love to cook, and I cook a lot, so it's hard for me to just cook a small amount. and then I have to call my friends, hey, come get this, or my neighbors be happy. When I used to grill all the time, um, when I get up 4:30, 5 o'clock in the morning, pull the grill out, fire it up. My neighbors get up 7 in the morning. They come out thinking something is on fire because of all the smoke in the neighborhood. So uh, he said we don't have the smoker and pit style barbecue places. There are places that call themselves barbecue. Ooh, yeah. Um, I'm like this when it come down to barbecue. I judge a lot of places by how they do their ribs. If they cannot do ribs good, I don't fool with them. Uh, I'm a rib man, personally, so I don't. mm, I do eat brisket, but it's only one place I really go to get brisket. And what a lot of people don't realize when it come down to briskets, um, you can um, when you go to a restaurant, is you could get two different slices, either regular slice or moist. So if I eat brisket, I prefer the moist slice, which is real tender, uh, not tough. It have just a little bit of fat in it to make it moist, and that's it. This is my grill, so it's actually it can hold 16 slabs of ribs at one time. So that's so when I pull him out, I'm about to do some cooking. I only pull it out when I know I'm doing a lot of cooking. Um, Radio said I know people that have gotten into real barbecue on their own as a hobby. Yeah, um, I know several people that do. My brother, um, he actually smoke, uh, and one of my cousins that we normally get together twice a year and and cook for our mothers, and he's we both do quite a bit with that. So it's definitely something here in Texas. It's really hard to get into the barbecue business. It's a lot of competition. It's a lot of competition because uh, barbecue places here, they easy to find, but everybody don't taste the same. So that's the difference. You got to have something that is that's gonna stand above everybody else in order for them to really come to you, because the competition is very tight here in Texas. So, but I love to do it, and when I do it, it's like I only fire that grill up when I have a lot to cook. So, um, oh yeah, it is an art because your art is on display. Um, Basically, when it comes down to it, you end up um, as people eating the response that they give. That's the best part of it, because if you see people up here eating, they not making sauce, not drowning your food in sauce, or um, and they just basically eating it just how it came off the grill. That means you know what you're doing. So see chaos. You can end up having us to do a show on barbecue now. Last night y'all started talking about trucking. Now we're gonna end up having to do a show on barbecue. Maybe do a competition or something. Have some couple of folks that feel like they good behind the grill, fired up, have a competition, and um, have somebody to judge it. So um, that's interesting because for me, I just I just feel like great barbecue. You don't need any barbecue sauce on it. That meat should be tasty enough where you can eat it without barbecue sauce, and when you eat it, you like, wow, that's good. One bite, you know that it's good. Some barbecue you got to be careful about because some barbecue, um, you bite into it, you better not light a match. So um, mainly because the lighter fluid it's a step to it. I used to fire up the grill quite a bit during Thanksgiving and Christmas with turkeys and hams and stuff. And um, turkeys it's a good thing. Um, it yes it is, yes it is. Yes, it's brisket the hardest to barbecue properly. It take time. It's because of the time. For me, I love to smoke my brisket for at least 10 and a half, 11 hours, just straight smoke and just let it flow. Um, and just let it cook like that. Some people say 14, 16 hours. It depends on how hot your fire is. Um, and it depends on your grill also. So I love to smoke mine. When I do a brisket, I will put it on the night before. If I'm doing a whole brisket, I will put it on the night before and just let it smoke all night long for at least 10 to 11 hours. Depends on the size of it. If it's a huge brisket, I may let it smoke for at least 12 hours, just straight smoke. And it is really, at the end, it's the reward that you get because here it is. Now you're eating a brisket that is smoked right, flavorful all the way through it, uh, tender. And now people are looking like, man, that brisket is good. Now I will give it out to my brother. He make a pretty mean brisket. Um, so I don't know exactly how he do his briskets, but he do pretty good on his brisket. Um, I've really never been a real big brisket person. As for cooking them, I guess I started a couple of years ago, and because it's just the two of us cooking the brisket, I was like, no. But one of my cousins said, look, get a food saver. Get a food saver. I'm like this. When I barbecue, I like everything to be fresh. Um, but the only thing I will use the food saver for is strictly for briskets. And if you don't have a, why is I'm promoting them? Food saver, y'all need to holler at me. Um, but a food saver would actually save the flavor of the brisket, and it will taste just like it did when you first put it in there. And you could keep it for like a year and a half or so in the freezer, which mine don't last that long. Um, but you could divide it up as for, um, oh, they did. Okay. I'm gonna have to pull it up. Um, but you in a food saver, you can divide it up, portion it out for how much you want to use at a time, which is really good. And it's it's good. See, you're gonna have us doing a cooking show on here. Uh, sound like you have a lot of knowledge. That's cool. Hey, I appreciate it. You're gonna mess around and make us talk about the art of a barbecue, and I would I, I would like to do that. You know what? If it's any pit masters or um that is in the Dallas area that want to come on the show for we could do um talk about barbecue, reach out to me. Let's do it. Uh, Come together. We can do a um do something together where we can all come together and have like a benefit for some type of organization or something, or even this month, this breast cancer month. Even though with the pandemic, we haven't heard much about it, but it is breast cancer month. So if it's somebody who love to cook, that think they the best at the grill, let's get together and we can try to do a show together talking about different ways of making that grill hum a little bit. So and also truck drivers. I'm trying to get a show together. Um, we could talk about the trucking industry also. So let's get together with that. You can actually reach me. Um, Send me an email. Send me an email, and let's make it happen. Get together, and we could do it. TCal said the Dallas. They just announced. They just said the Dallas County did break the first day voting record. By any chance, TCal, if you're still there, do you know what the numbers are? By any chance? Um, so we could kind of. I'm excited, as you can see when you start talking about cooking. I can cook. I can talk about it just like trucking. It's like riding a bike. So but man, radio, you got to start asking me questions like that at the beginning, because we can talk all night about barbecuing and stuff. Um, I think it can. I really feel like it can. I feel like it will, because people are tired. People are really tired. Um, with our leadership here in Texas, our leadership in the White House, people want to see something different. People are tired of dealing with the same thing over and over again. So I really feel like um, it could change. It could go completely blue. And that's what Trump is concerned about, because if it do, he won't be able to get that confirmation for Amy Barrett. It just won't happen. Um, so it's a good chance it will change. Matter of fact, uh, Joe Biden's wife was here today, rallying for him here in the Metroplex in Dallas. So I think it could change. They show Friendship Westline in South Dallas and Redeemer in North Dallas. Wonder what they're trying to say. Hey, see, the news plays a big part in the division. Because depends on what part of North Dallas. Uh, some of the, and I'm not going to say all of them. Some of them are Trump supporter, but I've gone to some of these neighborhoods, and you see a lot of Biden and Harris signs in them. The ones that normally would support Republican, uh, they are they have Biden and Harris signs in their yard. So, but the news, they will portray it in a way, make it seem like, oh, Trump supporters showing up at the poll, Biden Harris supporters showing up at the poll, and it's going to be a close race. No, just tell the truth. Stop trying to get ratings. But hey, man, I said we had 10 minutes left, and I went 20 minutes. Um, I wish, what was her name? Susan Jocelyn. I wish she would have stayed and talked with us. I thank her on Periscope for tuning in. and I'll invite her back. I'll tell her, hey, you're more than welcome to come. We don't. Your rights is your rights. Whoever you support is your thought. But man, I hate to say it, but on the wall said that's about all. Uh, we will be back on Thursday night with Miss Risky. Um, Thank you, Radio, for always tuning in your comments. T Cap, Marcella Smith, Joe Carroll, uh, even you, Susan Giles. Thank you for tuning in. Anyone I did not mention, please, it's nothing personal. I appreciate everyone for tuning in. And until Thursday night, I will talk to you again. If the good Lord say the same, love each and every one of you. Until then, peace.